This is the first opportunity for Welsh Water to share their services with this group. So hopefully after the session you will have a better idea of how we engage in the community and what services and schemes we have to help our customers. We do try to do quite a lot to help customers have access to affordable bills. So there's a range of different schemes that they can access. There's debt schemes as well to help customers if they're in water arrears. And we also have our priority services register, which I'll talk about a little more in the presentation. So just a little bit about us then. If I just scroll down, sorry. There you go. Just to introduce the community team, we're an engagement team within Welsh Water, where we do go out into the community. The reason for that is that customers' feedback to us is that they don't really know what help is available through Welsh Water. So in trying to educate our customers in what we have to offer them, then we try to go out in the communities and raise that general public awareness. We are a relatively small team, as you can see on the screen there. There's only 3 of us and we service the whole of Wales. So Welsh Water's remit is across Wales and bordering communities within England. So Hereford is on that border. We are a not-for-profit organisation, so any profits we make get reinvested back into the business. So we are unique in that sense because there is no other water company that has a similar model. Every other UK water company are governed by shareholders. We are a monopoly business, as I said, that we do cover the whole of Wales. So what that means is, unlike gas and electric, where you can switch providers, you cannot switch provider for your water company. If you live in Wales and your billing agent is Welsh Water, then you have to remain with Welsh Water. So that's why it's important for us to offer different schemes to help customers access cheaper water bills. That we don't take advantage or assume that every customer can afford an average size bill. An average size bill across this financial year for Welsh Water is around about £500. So in meeting the team then, there's myself, Tracy Price, and I also have 2 individuals reporting to me. Another Tracy, a little bit confusing maybe when there's only a team of 3. Tracy Jones is based in North Wales, and then Jodie and I try to service the rest of Wales. Sorry for the gap in talking. So going into our services, so what do we do as a community team? So it's not all about just going into the community. We have different aspects to the role. We deliver training into third sector organisations to empower agents in those organisations of our schemes and to enable them to have access onto this REACH platform, which is a dedicated space for third-party organisations to make those direct applications on behalf of their clients. When our customers make direct applications over the web, then they will be required to provide evidence to accompany that application form. So for example, if they were applying for a particular scheme, evidence is required to be submitted with that form. For third-party agents that have gone through our training programme, there is no need to provide that evidence. You're a trusted organisation and we will allow you to make those applications without the provision or the need to provide that extra level of evidence. So it's a fast-track service to enable your clients to gain access to the support schemes quicker by doing it through yourselves. So that's our training programme. We offer full training where it's a 2-hour virtual training session over Teams, and that is aimed at agencies that have never had training from Welsh before. Training option 2 is a refresher. You might have had training before and forgotten or not used us in a while and want to refresh your memory of what is available. Then you go onto the 1-hour training session. So I have mentioned we are a community team, so we do ourselves go into the community and deliver that face-to-face service. And the way that we do that is through a whole manner of ways. We will attend cost of living events that might have been organised by different agencies, job centres, maybe the local MP has organised a cost of living event, tenant events through housing associations, family fun days. So it's just an opportunity to be in front of the customer and raise that general awareness. Over the winter, when there was warm spaces, we would have attended warm spaces to deliver like a drop-in service. So they tended to be at churches, libraries, etc. We also have the use of a community van. So it's a mobile unit, a Welsh Water mobile unit that we drive and take to the road, pitch up maybe at a supermarket, and then engage with customers that way also. We do client appointments and conduct client referrals, and that could be maybe going to a food bank, a job centre, going into hospital foyers, surgeries. If there's an opportunity for us to pitch ourselves somewhere and have direct access to our customers, then we take that opportunity on board. We also do the reverse through a Teach Talk programme. It's a monthly programme where we invite third sector organisations into our organisation over Teams, again virtually, to deliver a talk to our staff to educate our staff on your services. So if you had a need, a project or a service that you'd like to empower and educate our staff on, then book yourself onto a Teach talk, and then we can enable that for you. So from a customer support angle, what is it? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so from a customer support angle, what is it that we have to offer our customers in order to reduce the water bill, or offer solutions to clearing some debt or some practical services? We have an array of tariffs. You might not appreciate that within Welsh Water there are tariffs that you can switch to should you be eligible. When you move into a property, you naturally default to either a meter tariff or an unmetered tariff, depending whether the meter is already fitted at that property. So customers move in, think about your own circumstances when you moved in. Did you have a water meter or didn't you have a water meter? And that would form the basis of the way that we bill you for that financial year. So if you were on an unmetered, no metered tariff, then you have the option to switch to a water meter should you think that would benefit you. When we talk to customers about water meters, we're looking for customers where they are low users of water, single occupiers, maybe they haven't got many utilities or services at the property, like washing machines, dishwashers, garden hose, etc. And that's where it could benefit households by switching from an unmetered basis to a metered basis, because it will reduce their ongoing charges. The amount obviously will vary depending on what that fixed rate on the unmeasured basis was, and then the usage that they use through a water meter. So I cannot give you a ballpark figure of what those savings could look like, because it all depends on the household makeup and what tariff and what bill they were paying before switching over. We also have social tariffs, 2 social tariffs, Help You and the Water Sewer Wales scheme. They are aimed at households claiming certain benefits. So that's the first parameter to meet, is do they have a qualifying benefit? And once we've determined that, then we can have a conversation around assessing their eligibility against either or of those tariffs. There is a difference in the fixed amounts. So an average size water bill for this financial period is around about £500. Anybody accessing Help You will go on a fixed rate of £291. So there's a significant difference to be had by switching from the normal rateable value to Help You. Going through the criteria today means that you would need to hear me out over an hour. So I'm just going to give you an overview of these schemes. If you want to understand the details and be able to help your clients onto one of these schemes, then book yourself onto one of the training sessions. So as I said, Help You fixes the charges over an annual period at £291 and is aimed at low-income households claiming certain benefits. It's assessed by household income. So we would gather all of the household income together and then assess that against the amount of people that live in the property. There are different scales to the number of people that live in the property. Water Sewer Wales is our second social tariff. It's a metered tariff, so it requires a water meter to be fitted first. It doesn't preclude anybody from accessing water sewer if they haven't got a meter fitted already. It just means we fit the meter and then we provide the tariff after the meter's been fitted. It's aimed at low-income households on a qualifying benefit and who also have either a large family, and that's defined as having 3 child benefit payments or more coming into the household, or they may have someone residing at the property with a medical condition that uses more water. So if they fit those requirements, then they'll get a fixed rate of £403 for this financial period. It is more expensive than Help You, but where customers can't meet the criteria for Help You, we would always look then to assess them against water sewer, because again, that allows them to make savings off their bill. With Help You, it's an annual renewal tariff, so customers would have to reapply annually to remain qualified for that support scheme. But with water sewer, you're on it until you let us know that your circumstances have changed. So it's a more long-term solution at an affordable rate for a customer. And depending on the customer's needs, I appreciate there is a difference between the 2 tariff amounts, but some people would rather just remain on a scheme and not have to reapply annually. And then finally, from a financial assisted scheme, we've got a new scheme called Community or Community Support Fund. It was launched about 6 months ago. It's there to support working households So unlike the other two social tariffs I've just discussed that are aimed at households claiming benefits, Cymuned is going to support households that are working. So we're looking for one individual that is working and where the household income doesn't exceed £50,000 per annum. And what they'll essentially get is 3 months free water charges. So once they go on to this scheme, we will not call for the next 3 months instalments. It is a short-term support scheme just to help households maybe concentrate on another emerging bill that they might be struggling to find the money for. They need to be in deficit budget to access this fund as well. And those 3 months are non-repayable, so you don't need to pay those 3 months charges back at a later date. And it could equate to around about £150 off an average size bill. So if somebody's paying £50 a month on their water charges, then that equates to £150 that we will not collect from that household. And then we have what's called the Priority Services Register. You might be familiar with the term Priority Services. It's mainly known across gas and electric providers. As an essential service provider of clean drinking water, should there be a need at the property for constant supply of drinking water, during interruption to that supply, then we will make provisions to provide alternative supplies of water to vulnerable households that are on the register. So anyone that wouldn't be able to go and collect water from maybe a local bowser during that interruption, we will deliver bottled water to their property, and it would be enough to cover for the time that the water is interrupted. That enables somebody to keep hydrated, take medication, throw some down the toilet, to flush the toilet, etc. We're looking for households where there might be a disability, a need for taking medication, so there's a medical condition at the household, an elderly person, or anyone with a baby under 12 months. So if you again have clients who fit the bill, then get them onto the Priority Services Register just to safeguard them should that there be a break in service at any point in the future. We also share the data with gas and electric and other emergency services. So if you register with us, you'll automatically get registered with other emergency services and vice versa. Sorry. And just to round off, if you were inclined to want to know where we are in the community, you could go into news and events, and then you'll see what we've committed to attend across July and August. So you can see that this is where we intend to be across this month and the forthcoming month. But that's not to say if you had an opportunity for us to be in the community that we still might be able to attend and represent Welsh Water. We also deliver a series of campaigns to raise awareness of our services. We look at what's happening in the community and try to dovetail on the back of the particular awareness for that month. Deaf Blind Awareness Week allowed us to invite an organisation from the deaf community to come and deliver a teach talk to our staff to raise awareness to our staff And then we also ran a campaign in the back of that to raise awareness across social media of our schemes. And also we have a publications page where if you wanted to download any of our publications to promote and put posters up, hand out leaflets, then you can access those quite easily through this Reach portal as well. So unless there's any questions.